How's it going, guys? Nathan from the DIY Garage, and today we're taking the dash out of this 135i. We're still chasing that heater blend door actuator problem. So, here's where we're at. It's a pretty ugly situation. We have the glow box and everything removed. Just by carefully removing all that, we started off with removing the console stuff, the HVAC, climate control, and the radio/stereo. Now you have to do that to be able to get the screw out that goes up behind here. Luckily it was broke anyway. Somebody's already been in here and didn't put a lot of stuff back together. There was a lot of screws missing, a lot of parts were just hanging loose. We found a Escort radar detector switch. We don't have that anymore, so we'll go ahead and extensively remove that so it don't cause any feature problems. So I think we're down basically at this point in time to removing the heater blend door actuators. We're trying to figure out which one is bad here. You can see it on the camera or not, everything's right in the way. There's one here, there's one back there, there's one down here in the middle, and I'm sure some on the other side. So just to recap, this thing has been pretty much taken apart by previous owner, previous shop, we don't really know, and not a very good job done of it. We had this same issue with the engine. We were trying to fix the coolant leaks. There had been so much removed and not put together right. It was a real struggle. We finally have all that sorted out, and now this proceeds on to the dash. But anyway, to recap, we have no heat at all, no matter what we do. We have changed the thermostat, the water pump, all the hoses. We found numerous clamps, hose clamps that were loose. And basically we're going in here trying to figure this out. Now I have a part number for the main blend door for the fresh air to heater blend door. And we're probably looking for an arm that's not hooked up, an actuator. We know everything's plugged in. We could run all with a scanner. We could run all the blend doors open and closed. They all actuate fine on the scanner. But that being said, that means probably what we have running here is something is actually broken. So the electronic part is still moving. It's just not actually moving the door. And these are kind of common for store E90s for stripping out the little knuckle that turns the door, the little hex on the actuator itself. So we're trying to get the bottom of this thing. I think we're down to right now looking for that part number. If the the same part numbers used on multiple ones, I guess the next thing we're going to do is try to put the climate control back in. Since it's climate control and not a manual system, it's really hard to tell what the car is doing when it actuates. Now we can look with the scanner and then try to get to actuate, and hopefully I can feel which one is moving, but it might move multiple ones at the same time. So that's the problem we're at right now. Okay, so by process elimination, we ran everything ran good except for this guy right here. And that looks like the main door coming right off the heater core. That will not move no matter what. So we did look at the actuator, which sets up here. You can see one screw, and that screw's all stripped out looking. So somebody's definitely been in here fooling around. I think we might do let the car warm up. It's running right now, and maybe we'll try to manually push that over ever so carefully. If we can't do that, we're gonna hook the actuator, flip it around, see if it's broken, and then manually flip the door by hand to see if we get hot air. Okay, so here's where we're at with it. We're hoping to finish this thing up today and get it done, but it's not gonna happen. Went back here and we flipped the actuator by hand. We just slid the little thing off of it where we could flip it down by hand, and it made no difference. Now we went out under the hood, the car's running, the car's good and hot, and the heater hoses that come up out of the firewall, they're warm up here. As you go back into the firewall, they're cold. Both of them are cold. So up here we started squeezing them, hopefully maybe to get some air out of them, and they feel okay up here. But we get back towards the firewall, I'm trying to stay away a little bit here so you guys can hear me. As we get back towards the firewall here, they feel almost like they're full of jelly. really odd. I don't know if we still are fighting the issue with all the stop leak that was in it. I mean, at this point in time, we just don't know. This could be a situation where somebody could have blocked off one of the heater hoses because it was leaking, the core is leaking on the inside. What we did notice, the more I squeeze these things, the more I try to blurt the air out of them. We went to no heat to very tiny bit of lukewarm heat on the inside. So we know the actuator is not bad. We know that's not the situation. I think at this point in time, the next step is going to be to pull the cowl. So I'm doing the editing. I just thought I'd clarify this. The actuator is not going to actuate until it comes up to temperature, which is not because there's something wrong with the heater core. There's sensors in that ductwork that have to get up to a certain temperature before the actuator actuate. We think that's what the problem is. Whack out, not put the dash back together for right now, and we're gonna unhook the heater core and see if it's just full of crap or what. Once we take the whole cowl out, we might have to rig up something to where we can hook the garden hose up to one side of the heater core and try to blurp it out. Something real fishy's going on with this thing, and I'm sure it's not by coincidence. I'm sure somebody's had a problem with this car and have rigged something on it to where the heater doesn't work. And just to remind you guys, this is not anything to do with the owner that owns the car now. He just bought the car not long ago, and this had all the problems, you know, whenever he got it. So if you guys are thinking he did something, that's not the case whatsoever. And it sucks, you know, the car runs great, but as cold as it is right now, there's no way you could drive it. The windows fog up right away with no heat. If you turn the heated seats on, they fog up twice as fast. So I guess we're going to go ahead and shut it off and let it cool down. And probably tomorrow's Christmas Day. Merry Christmas to all of you guys. Tomorrow, after we get done with the Christmas stuff, we're going to go ahead and pull the cowling back out and get the bottom of it. But that's just another day in hell for the 135i, and hopefully one of these days it gets sorted and this guy could actually drive this car without having to worry about it. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Have a Merry Christmas.